Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Sunday. We got a beautiful Sunday episode for you guys. Today's thread is, what's the most inappropriate thing you've done in someone else's house? So what have you nasties been doing in someone else's house, huh? Let's see. All right. I was like 8 years old, ate too much pizza, and shit the bed. Then snuck into the bathroom to assess the damage, realized how bad it was, and threw up all over the bathroom / myself while sitting on the toilet. It was horrible. Damn, I mean, you were only 8, so it's kind of okay, but god damn. I bet he didn't have pizza for a while. Like, damn. Okay. A night of tequila at a friend's parents' house turned into a naked pool party. At some point late into the night, I felt stomach sick, but was too drunk to look for my clothes, so I ended up going to her mom's rose garden on the side of the house and dropped a major deuce. Luckily, a different friend who I rode in with found my clothes and brought them to me, and we left. I felt so bad I called her the next day and gave her a heads up and apologized. She laughed, but I always wonder if her mom ever found out that there was just a human doo-doo in her rose garden. I mean, I'm sure she probably looked out for you because, that's probably the home girl and was just like, hey, the neighbor's dog or something shit in the rose. But still, man, that's, wow. At least you were honest, man, and you told her, because shit. Just straight doo-dooed in her roses. That's crazy. I masturbated in my aunt's closet when I was like 12 because I was horny and that was the only place I could have some privacy. Yo, puberty is crazy. Puberty is crazy, bro. He said, you know what? The only place I can get some privacy is this motherfucking closet. And even then, it's like, I mean, I guess you're, because I was going to say, like, how could you do it? Because those clothes and the closet itself smells like your aunt, and it would just be weird beating your meat to that. And it's just, no. You know what I mean? Like, go to the bathroom maybe. I don't know. Puberty's insane, man. Jesus. Pissing in the sink doesn't seem that bad after reading that. Come on, man. You can't go to somebody's house and piss in a sink, bro. That's fucked up. That's probably the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Hey, come on, man. Banged my ex in my grandma's bed on Christmas. Wow. Damn. Had sex with his wife. Wait, what? Before you get the posse together, they were supposed to be in an open relationship, but when he realized she could get some whenever she wanted and he couldn't get any at all, things suddenly changed. Oh, so he wanted the open relationship and she was like, okay, fine, if that's what you want to do. My man's is out there trying his hardest to get some side coochie, couldn't get it, and then he's seeing his wife getting smashed out. He's like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to be in an open relationship anymore. No, I'm good. We're not doing this anymore. It's like, yeah, you kind of changed up real quick on that one, didn't you? Damn. Oh, God, you're annoying. All right. Wiped my ass with my wife's affair partner's toothbrush. I mean, that's what he gets. You think you could just have a toothbrush in my house? We are divorced, and I did confirm that he used it. No! He used the shit toothbrush. He was like, oh, so you want to bang my wife and you want to leave your toothbrush here? Okay, nah, no problem. I got something for you, motherfucker. Took that toothbrush, he rubbed his dirty booty hole with it, and he put it back. And he said, I can confirm. The homeboy was just like, oh, babe, it's so good to see you again. He's over here brushing his teeth with his ash toothbrush. Damn, that's crazy. All right. Around 15 or 16 years old, screwed a chick in my friend's parents' bed. They were away overnight. Didn't realize she was starting her time of the month. Monday at school, I got an earful from my pal. I apologized profusely to my buddy's folks, but things were never quite the same then. Oh, her cooch blood was all over their bed. And his friend was like, dude, what the fuck? Lay a towel down, my guy. Ah. I guarantee you it was a thing where she was just like, oh no, I'm about to start my period. He was like, baby, periods don't stop, nothing but a sentence, let's get on. And she was like, oh my God, I'm ready. And damn, put a towel down, my guy. Her bedroom and their family living room is right next to each other. Her dad is always on the living room or in the living room watching TV. I would nail their daughter a bunch of times, then pretend that we were taking a nap whenever we hear footsteps. We thought that we were sneaky back then, but looking back now and the fact that her bed makes a noise whenever it hits the wall, I get why her dad was always furious with me and doesn't want me around. Imagining trying to watch TV peacefully while your daughter is getting nailed, judging by the sound of the bed hitting the wall right next to you. Oh, dude. Like on one hand, you're just like, fuck, it is what it is. Like, she's got a boyfriend, she's gonna do this shit. But on the other end, it's like, you son of a bitch, man, like in my house, the disrespect, man, like, dude. I ate out their daughter in the living room and got caught. Oh, that would be so horrible to walk in on. Just your daughter busted wide open when the dude just eating her coochie and you're just like, oh my God, you have a room for this. What are you doing, Stacy? Shit, you fucking whore. Go up to your room and do that. Oh my God. As a dad, you would have to do something. You would have to. You would have, like, something would have to go down. You would have to just be like, no, I gotta do. Like, man, that's terrible. Went home with a guy. I'm not particularly quiet during sex if I don't have to be, and I assume he lived alone. Well, apparently he shared a wall with his senile great-grandmother, who awoke during our ruckus and came storming into his room yelling for help because she was confused and terrified of the sounds. He had to walk her back to the bed, and I had to help him lock all the doors in the house so she wouldn't run away. Talk about weird. Like it's already uncomfortable enough that great grandma came in with her crazy ass while y'all was fucking. It's already crazy, but then the man asks you, hey, before we continue doing this again, can you help me lock all of the doors so my grandma doesn't escape? And it's like, so your grandma doesn't what? Because that's what I would be thinking. I'd be like, so your grandma doesn't what? My guy, what? Why would you be so concerned with your grandma escaping to where? Like that? Okay, that would have so many red flags if I'm being honest with you. I unloaded a massive amount of jizz on my friend's couch as a teenager once, nigga. Why? What the, like, why? Like, you're at your buddy's house and for some reason you are just so horny, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna bust my nut all over my buddy's couch. Like, why? For what? Bruh. Okay. All right, man. Peed into a full dryer of clothes, then turned on the dryer for 90 minutes. What? Did he like think that was a toilet or something? If he did this sober, bruh. Oh my god, if he did this sober. Then that was a plot. If he did this sober, that was a plot. There's no way that you could like soberly do this where you're just opening it and you just piss in there and then you turn it on. Like, dude, your clothes would come out smelling so fucking bad. Oh. Back when I was 18, a female friend of mine was house sitting for someone. She invited me over one day to hang out with her while she did so. While there, she pulled out a condom and made a comment about having sex. I was openly gay at the time and at first said no, but when she offered again, I finally decided to give it a try. I did, however, feel weird afterwards realizing we had just had sex in someone else's house. Yeah, but did you enjoy it? You know, like, I think you left out the part that everybody really wants to know. like you're gay and you had sex with a girl, so did that, like, you know, flip you back to the other side? Were you just like, oh, hell yeah? Did you actually bust? You know, like, these are the questions everybody wants to actually have answered. I don't think we really care that you had sex in somebody random person's house. We want you threw the whole I'm gay in there and having sex with a girl. Like, did you like it? You know, that's what's got me all curious. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Why'd you leave that information out? Yeah, you probably liked it, man. All right. Got blazing drunk on Guinness and port in a local bar until 3 a.m. Messaged an old high school flame that I saw was still online. Walked about 8 miles to her house. She messaged when I was about 30 minutes away to say she left the front door unlocked and to come upstairs when I got there. About 500 yards from her house, I got the urge for a Guinness shit, walked straight into her house, straight into the downstairs toilet, and in my drunken struggle to get my pants down while staggering around in the dark, painted a lot of her bathroom Guinness poop black. Whoa. Smashed the mirror and cabinet with my head and passed out on the floor. I got woken up by an officer of the law. After the commotion woke her up in a panic and she phoned the police because she forgot she invited her idiot drunken friend around. Yo. Imagine being a police officer and you get a call. Oh my god, someone like broke into my house. You get there and you're just walking through and you see a dude covered in shit with his pants around his ankles. Just passed the fuck out in her bathroom, bro. Oh my god. That would be crazy. Just imagine being the police officer, dude. And you open that door and you just see a dude covered in doo-doo. Just passed out on the bathroom floor. There's no way. Oh my god, bro. There's no way. Oh, the image of that alone is terrible. Oh my god. And then having to wake him up. Like, he's just waking up just covered in doo-doo with his pants around his ankles in some random chick's bathroom. At this point, it's a random chick because he probably woke up not knowing where he was. Let's be honest. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god. That is crazy. Oh, shit. Okay. Broke the toilet flush of the only toilet in the house on a Saturday. Couldn't use the toilet until the plumber came on Monday. Plumbers weren't working during the weekend. Oh, so I guess he broke somebody's fucking flusher at their house. Damn, that's fucked up. When I was a kid, like 6th grade-ish, I had to take a massive dump really bad, but me and my friends were hanging at this kid's house playing video games, 8-bit NES era. So I asked if I could use the bathroom. Kid says, sure, but don't take a shit. Oh, damn. And then he was like, oh, okay. Of course, I took a shit. However, the toilet backed up. I couldn't find the plunger. I panicked and took the toothbrush cup holder, sans toothbrushes, and scooped some of the water out of the bowl into the sink. Careful not to touch the poop toilet paper floating at the top. It wasn't working. I scooped the poop paper into a cup and poured/emptied it into the tank. I thought at some point it was going to go down and be fine. At least there would be floating poop paper, thereby alerting everyone to my shitting. I returned to the gaming session. I said nothing, though. I knew I needed to get everyone away from the house, so I started pushing for us to go to the 7-Eleven. I would then use that opportunity to pull the whole, oh no, someone must have taken a shit while we were out. It worked. We went to 7-Eleven. In the course of doing so, kind of forgot about going back to the one kid's house. We were just hanging around town. Night fell, and then we went back to our respective houses. No one ever found out that I took a huge shit, backed up the toilet, used the toothbrush holder to scoop poop water and poop paper into the tank. Oh, wow. Dude. Damn. I mean, at least it worked out for him. The plan worked out a little better than he expected, but dude, your friend probably got his butt whooped. Like, I told you not to let your friend shit in this toilet. You know, he came to school with his booty hole hurting, man. Like, goddamn. The week after 1 year in college, we went to a friend's house in Miami to party. Upon return from a night out, my friend's mom's friend was still there hanging out and went in the hot tub with a bunch of us. Ended up raw dogging her on the couch after the hot tub. When my other friend went to the bathroom, he walked out on us, took one look and went straight to bed. He is still a good friend to this day. Whoa! I mean, that takes the whole I fucked your mom to like a whole new level. Oh my God. This man ended up raw dogging his boy's mom. That's crazy. And then he saw it. He was just like, oh, okay. And just went to bed. Like, yo, dude, oh my God, I would not be able to sleep. Sure, I would have said nothing too, and I would have went to bed, and I'd have been so pissed. So pissed. I'd have been like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This dude fucked my mom on the couch, raw dog style. No condom, no nothing, just raw dogging it. Straight penis. Like, God, that's crazy. Let's see. All right, had sex. On a side note, also had a buddy do it in my house. Weirdest part was he didn't even take the time to take her to another room, not even 5 feet from me. Here, these two are Okay, so I guess they was just fucking right next to him. That's a little uncomfortable. All right. Goddamn. High school girlfriend and I getting frisky in her parents' room. Her dad was a former college football lineman. Big guy. Her mom was a psycho. Luckily, they both were supposed to be out for a while. While we're doing it the preferred way of our canine companions. That's a great way to say doggy style. I looked out the window and see the dad's car. Not sure how long he was there. I rushed to the attic where they never went. He came up and found me. If he ever found me on his bed doing what I was doing to his daughter, I'm sure I'm sure I wouldn't be here today. The attic was on the fourth story of the fourth story, and he simply said, "Get the fuck out." And as I walked down the 3 stories of a spiral staircase, I thought I was going to pass out. He had to have heard us. Was tough seeing him after that. Facts. I mean, look, you having sex with his daughter is one thing, but you doing it in his bed is another thing. Like, that is mad disrespectful. He's just like, are you kidding me? Like, it's bad enough you're blowing my daughter's back out, my guy, but then you're out here doing it in my bed. Like, who the fuck are you? You know, I'm Jay. God damn, man. High school party at a house in a different school district. Group of us showed up and immediately were confronted by a bunch of guys that wanted to fight us because we didn't go to their school. We told them we were leaving and walked upstairs out of the basement. On our way out, we grabbed all of the frozen meat from the freezer, wrapped it, and went to each other's floor register. Took the cover off and threw frozen steaks, burgers, etc. as far down the vent so no one could see it. Went to the thermostat and cranked the heat. Before everyone attacks me for this, we were dumb 16-year-old kids, and I regret it. What the hell? Okay, so they just went to somebody's house, grabbed all their meat, and they threw it. Where'd they throw it again? And went to each floor register, took off the cover, and threw the frozen steaks and burgers, etc. They threw it in a vent. Like, okay. All right, then. All right. Hey. I don't know why you would do that or how you would find that funny or amusing, but sure, I guess. All right, we're going to do like 3 more. I was going to do 4, but I'm like, they're a little long, so we'll do 3 more. Was at a party at this girl's house that I had no idea who she was, like 60 people in there. I had to poop really bad, and when I was pooping, everyone went out and they locked me in the house. I wiped my ass with a towel because there was no toilet paper and no bidet, and had to get out of her house through the window. Luckily enough, she was at the first floor, and I managed to get off of the balcony by just hanging off of it and letting go. When my friends saw me, they asked me where the fuck I had been, and I just said I got locked inside, but skipped the poop towel part. He was like, I'm not telling them I took a shit in that house. And I was like, no, I just got locked in there, man. I just got locked in there. Like, totally normal. Totally, you know. All right. A lot of shit stories, man. You guys have a lot of shit stories, what I've noticed. And a lot of, like, fucking in the parents' bedrooms. Like, you guys are wild out here, man. When I was 18 and a freshman in college, I had sex on my best friend's little sister's bed. Nigga, for real? Why? They got the nigga. Damn. The little sister's bed? Like, okay. At the time, I was both a very horny teenager and really struggled to assert boundaries with everyone, especially a no with the boys I was dating. My BFF's mom called me out on it, and I was so embarrassed. I've never seen or talked to her since. That was more than 10 years ago. Damn. Dude, she was... Shit, that ain't your best friend no more. She was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to get fucked on my best friend's little sister's bed. Like, yo, like, at least ask your friend, like, hey, yo, can we use your bed? You know what I mean? Like at least ask, you know, because if my friend was just like, hey, yo, can I use your bed? You know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, look, man, you know, just lay a towel down, you know, and you're all good. Like, you could have easily done that, but you guys were just like, nah, it's just her little sister's bed. Who cares? You know, and you're busting it open on the sister's bed. Damn, that's fucked up. All right, wifey and I had sex on the kitchen island at my parents' house. Every time we went over after that, we just looked at each other and smiled. Yeah, because it's such a little insider for you guys. You guys are just like, look at the island. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, baby. Fuck the shit out of you on that island. Like, don't tempt me. I'll do it again. Be like, hey, yo, mama, you gonna leave? You gonna leave? Because, we'll house it. I got you. You can be out for a couple hours. Yeah. But that's going to go ahead and end that thread for today, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that thread. That thread was, wow, a little crazy. Y'all motherfuckers be doing some crazy shit in other people's houses, man. God damn, just no respect. No respect at all. Y'all motherfuckers got just no respect for you. You guys are like, man, hey, fuck these people. I'm doing what I want in their house. I'm fucking on the parents' bed, fucking on the little sister's bed. I'm pooping in the toilet and clogging that bitch up. I'm wiping my ass with the toothbrush. All that shit. Like, hey, man, crazy. Oh, all right. We're gonna hop into announcements really quick, and then we'll get into today's scenarios for you guys. Patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Tuesday, Thursday, as well as Friday and Sunday. If you get on the Patreon, you get that exclusive episode every single Friday, and the ability to send in your scenarios to be featured on the show on Tuesdays as well as Thursday shows. If you're primarily an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating the podcast. 5 stars is preferable. If you want to help us even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. And that's it, man. Without further ado, though, let's get into the rest of our scenarios for the show. We have our first one. My boyfriend has been cheating on me with men. That's crazy. It's been a trend. I've noticed this has been a bit of a trend that dudes, for some reason, girls are dating dudes that are like secretly gay. And I'm just like, huh. And it's not a thing where these guys are like early 20s. They're in their teens. They, like they're trying to figure themselves out type shit. It's nothing like that. Like, these are grown ass men, and they're like, huh, you know what? I'd put a penis in my mouth. Why not? I have a girlfriend and all. I'm totally not wasting her time. I don't know. I've just noticed that trend, and I think it's just crazy. I've seen it a lot on this show. All right, so I discovered a few weeks ago that my boyfriend of 2 years has been regularly meeting up with random men for sex, and I don't know what to do. That's crazy. I was using his iPad one night when he was at the gym, and I had a snoop through it. Saw that he had a message app that we don't use. Can't type it here for some reason. I don't think he knew it was on his iPad because he barely uses it, but it must be synced. So I read some of the messages. He had been speaking to so many guys for literal months, talking about sucking and fucking each other. He'd taken so much pictures and even recorded videos of him shoving my rabbit vibrator up his butt to send to men. I bet you she was just like, oh my God, you can have that. I don't want it anymore. That is wild. I mean, I thought he may have tried it once or twice, but this man's full on. He is just like full on. Wow. Okay. Because when I read it, I was thinking, okay, maybe, it was like a once or twice thing where he was just like, I was just trying it, or I was just, experimenting or whatever. I don't know. But, my man's he went full on with it. Okay, so how I know he had actually cheated was because they'd organize meetups in parks, houses, etc. And some he'd even meet a few times. And those men had sent him pictures of my boyfriend sucking them off. I don't know what to do. I haven't let on at all that I know, but sooner or later I need to tell him right away. How do you not know what to do? You run as fast as you can and as far away as you can, and you get a real man. What are we talking about? I don't know what to do. You are out of your mind. Like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
How do you not know? What do you mean? I don't know what to do. You, like, the day you found out about, like, the moment he came back from the gym, you should have just been like, yo, what the fuck is this? What is this? You like men now, or what's going on? Like, try to get some understanding first, of course, and then being like, yo, do you like women? Would you rather be with men? Like, try to find some understanding, like, what is going on here? Because you guys have been together for 2 years. 2 years. 2 years doesn't just happen. You're not just with somebody for 2 years. That just doesn't happen. And I'm sorry. If you guys were together for like 6 months or whatever, all right, cool. I can get that. 6 months can happen. There's a lot of situationships or whatever that can happen in 6 months. But 2 years, you guys are locked in at that point. Like I said, 2 years doesn't just happen. That's a lot of time to be with one person. And all of a sudden, you're just fucking on dudes. It makes no sense. And that's why I'm just like, so was this a thing of like you were just, with her to appease, I don't know, family members or something like that? Or were you with her because you maybe felt like that was the right thing to do? Was it religious reasons, or were you just doing it because, you play both sides of the team? I don't think so, because it does seem like you were enjoying the men more than you were her. But I mean, I don't know. She never said anything about their sex life, so I don't know on that front. But I mean, dude, the fact of you asking what should I do is crazy to me. What you should do is fucking leave. Run as fast as you can. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that one. You guys let me know in the comments. But my God, like, run as fast as you can and go find a dude who isn't doing that stuff. Like, man, like if he wants to do that, hey, let him do that. But don't stay with him. What in the hell? She's asking the question, like, some people are going to be like, oh, girl, don't worry about it. It's just a gay bug and he'll get over it. Like, or it's just a phase. He'll get past it. Like, no, I don't think anybody in their right mind would tell her to stay. That's crazy. I don't know. You guys let me know. All right. Am I overreacting for wanting to break up with my boyfriend, 29 male of 6 years? So, me, 27 female, in a long-term monogamous relationship with a 29 male. I recently found out that my boyfriend was looking at girls on OnlyFans. Their free page does not subscribe. And on TikTok and Instagram. He knows I am uncomfortable with this, as over 7 months ago, I had found the same thing, but worse, with a longer list of names and pictures, etc. I am okay with him watching porn, but it just seems more intimate or something if he's going on specific girls' pages again and again, or just people that are maybe more attainable if they are from the same country as us and real life / realistic in terms of body image. I just feel like trust has been betrayed more than once. On one occasion, he ended up in a strip bar with his friends, but rang me as soon as he left to say he was uncomfortable with being there and nothing happened. He is the only boyfriend I have ever had and I care so much about him, but I am extremely hurt. He says he is willing to work on himself, but I have already given him another chance just for him to betray my trust again. Any advice or opinions would be appreciated. Are my feelings valid or am I overreacting? This is just going to be my take. Personally, I think you're overreacting. I do. I personally think you're overreacting because if I'm being honest with you, these girls on Instagram, these girls in the OnlyFans, these girls that are posting pictures or videos, on TikTok and all this stuff, these girls get hundreds, if not thousands of guys messaging them, telling them they're pretty, telling them I'll give them money, this, and that. Trust me, your man doing the same thing, it's not attainable. It's just not. It's not attainable. These girls get these messages, again, hundreds, if not thousands of these messages. And just because your boyfriend is, following their pages or liking their pictures or whatever the case may be, if I'm being honest with you, nothing's ever going to happen with these girls. And I think that you think, oh, he's able to attain these girls. He's able to talk to them. He's able to get into a relationship with these girls. And if I'm being honest with you, he's not. He's not. And most average guys aren't able to get into relationships with these girls. Like, if I'm being honest with you, you have to be, a man of such affluence just to even get a message back from these girls, if I'm being honest with you. But trust me, your boyfriend, they're not messaging this dude back. And so as long as he hasn't done anything physical, or if he's not done anything, I get it. You can look at it like, oh, but it's emotionally cheating. And sure, that's fine. But if you want to put a bunch of stress on your relationship for absolutely no reason, then that's on you. If I'm being honest with you, the whole emotional cheating thing, I think, is very stupid, and I think it's completely retarded, because we all know that cheating is the pursuit of another person. And is he pursuing them? Maybe to bust his nut, but I don't think he's pursuing them to want to be in a relationship with any of these girls. And then he got put into a real life situation where he could have cheated by going to the strip club or whatever, and he felt extremely uncomfortable about it and was just like, you know what, this is not really my jam. Like, they're cool to look at or whatever, but no, I don't, And so that's why I kind of look at it like this internet stuff, I think, is just crazy. Thank God he's not paying for it. Now, if he was paying for it, I would have a problem with that, just in the fact that it's like, bro, you're spending money that should be spent on you guys in the relationship on, some random whores. Like, bro, the hub is free. The hub is popping. Get your ass to the hub and beat your meat over there. You know what I mean? But again, that's just how I feel about it. I just think that you are putting unnecessary stress on the relationship that you really don't need to put on the relationship. Why? Because these girls aren't going to text him back. These girls aren't going to date him. He has no shot with them. And it's all just a fantasy. And for guys, we're able to differentiate the fantasy from a reality. You know what I mean? Like, when we're looking at porn and all that kind of stuff, yes, it's a fantasy, and we can just go off into fantasy land and, be doing wild shit in our mind with the girl and blah, blah, blah. But then we come back to reality and we're just like, no, this is my girl. You can ask any guy of that. Any guy will be like, yeah, I can be on the hub and be looking at some crazy shit, but that doesn't mean I want to do that with my girl, because that's just fantasy, and that's just like, whatever. But this is my reality. Like, you're my girl. I'm with you. I don't know. That's just how I see it. That's how, that's my opinion on it, if I'm being honest with you. Personally, I don't see that he's cheated or done anything that warrants you even breaking up with him. Sure, mans likes to look at porn or whatever, but I'd argue most dudes do. You know what I mean? You break up with this guy and you get with the next guy. Well, guess what? He's going to like porn too. He's going to be looking at booties on Instagram and TikTok as well. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you already love and care about this guy so much. Why get rid of him and then get with a guy who's just going to do the same thing? What's the point in that? And then now it's like, man, I should have just stayed with my ex. And I feel like that's a big reason why girls go back to their ex a lot of times, because they realize guys aren't as different as they think that they are. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be in a relationship with a guy and they'll hate some things that he does. And then they'll start talking to another guy and thinking, oh my God, he's different. Oh my God, he would never do the things that my ex was doing. And then she breaks up with him, gets with him, and then realizes, oh man, he's doing the exact same shit that he was doing. And then a girl goes back to her ex. And I truly believe that that's why a lot of girls go back to their ex, because they're like, guys are not as different as we think they are. Like, they're very, very similar in a lot of ways. And it's like, why am I going to be with this new dude who I'm like, I kind of like him, kind of don't like him. But with this dude, I know I like him. You know what I mean? Like, I know I like him. I know the sex is good. I know what the relationship is. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's just how I see it. Again, I'd love to hear you guys' take on the situation in the comments, because is she overreacting? Is she not? Should she break up with him? Should she not? I think she's overreacting. I think she shouldn't break up with him, because again, you get with the next guy, he's going to do the same shit. All right, so on to our next one. Guy I'm attracted to at work has me confused. How do I approach? All right. So we're close in age and work together almost a year. Things have been friendly and cordial between us. Just casual convos and smiles in passing. Lately, though, out of nowhere, he's been extra chatty and hanging around more and seems to be laughing hard at my jokes. He would subtly talk himself up and show off a bit. The next I saw him after that, he wasn't even looking in my direction. So I chat with him first just to see if he gets all smiley with me and starts eyeing me playfully and flirtatiously on the DL. But making sure I see him. Okay. If he wasn't flirting or putting something out there for me to pick up, I don't think he would have started with the eyes or the looks/eyes. This has never been the vibe between us, so I don't know what changed. I approached him about it, asking if he had been flirting, and he asks what I'm talking about, playing it off. I quickly go into defense mode, asking if he was just bored then. He says no and asks if he's being too friendly. I say, yeah, a little, and he makes sure he's not making me uncomfortable. He looked scared asking that and was like, oh, thank God, when I told him he wasn't. He then says he's just there to have a good time. Things go back to work mode, and he's stopped behaving that way with me. Months go by, and he's reacting really chatty. Reacting real chatty with me again, standing closer than usual when he talks to me and touches me for the first time by brushing hair off my hat for me. It left me confused because he did while there were other managers around. Okay. Being a manager himself, and immediately says, just looking out for you. Then continues to chat with me about the hat I was wearing. This job isn't my career or main source of income. I'm only there when I choose to be, so I don't even really need the job. Just means to make a little extra cash on the side. Does he seem interested? Okay, I know exactly what homeboy is doing. Why? Because I've done it myself. He's interested in you, but you are not showing enough interest back. And I'll explain what I mean. He is having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. He looks at it like, I really like this girl. I think this girl is cute. I think she's cool as hell. I would totally date her. But I don't want to come off as the guy. I don't want to come off desperate. I don't want to come off as the guy who looks like he's just trying to get sex or he's just trying to hook up with you, because he might want a little more than that, but he just doesn't want to come off as like too aggressive or too much, as some girls would say. So he's playing it cool. He's like, I'm going to be flirty with her, but I'm not going to do it too much. I'm going to give her space. I'm going to let her linger a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm going to act like, it's all good. And if she comes up to me and wants to start talking to me, then I'm going to turn on the flirt. I'm going to turn it on because I want to let her know that I'm interested, but I don't want to be desperate about it. You see what I mean? And that's the 1 foot in, 1 foot out dynamic where he kind of has to play that like, I'm interested in you, but if you're not interested in me, it's all good, because then I could just take the 1 foot out and then we could just be cordial friends. Because when you guys had the conversation where he was just like, oh shit, am I being, too much, or am I being too forward? And you're like, no, not at all. And he's like, oh, thank God, because he's thinking to himself like, fuck, am I being too much? Am I looking too desperate? Am I being too aggressive with it? You know what I mean? Because I think women enjoy more of a subtlety than they do a more blunt. There are some women, but if I'm being honest with you, majority of women enjoy a subtle, like like subtle flirtation, you know what I mean? Just a little bit here, not too much, because girls always say it. They're just like, oh my God, it's just too much. Oh, he got too serious too quick. Oh, he got too deep too quick. Oh, he got to this, to that. Oh, it just feels desperate. Oh, it's the aggressiveness for me. You know what I mean? Girls don't like that. They love the subtlety. They love when a guy is able to just kind of lay it on and then pull away, and it makes them want more. And I think that's what he's doing. He's giving you the subtlety. He's just like, I'm going to flirt with her a little bit, show her I'm interested, but then I'm going to back up. I'm going to give her space. I'm going to go do my thing. And if she comes to me, then I'm going to lay on the flirt a little more. Why? Because when you go to talk to him after he just laid on the flirtatiousness and then he stops talking to you for a little bit, if you go talk to him, in his mind, that lets him know, she wants more. So let me give her a little more. I'm going to flirt with her a little more. I'm going to give her a little more of that, because this is what she wants. She's saying that little bit I gave her wasn't enough. So she wants a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a little more. But if you don't come up to him, say he's flirtatious with you and he's touching you and and then he goes off and he does his thing and you don't talk to him for the rest of the day, he's not going to go up to you and talk to you. And if he does, he's going to keep it super cordial. And that's going to seem very wishy-washy to you, but it's a thing where he looks at it like, okay, I flirted with her, I let her do her thing because it's a give and take. You know what I mean? It's a give and take. It's a thing where it's like the guy gives a little bit, and then now it's time for the girl to kind of reciprocate a little bit of that back. Because if she doesn't, then the guy looks at it like, ooh, maybe I was a little too much. Maybe I laid it on a little too thick. Let me back up a little bit so that way I don't look like a creeper. I don't look weird. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's giving you mixed signals. I don't think he's trying to confuse you or anything like that. I think simply he does like you, but I think you're giving off the vibe of like, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? And so he just looks at it like, okay, I'm a back up a little bit. She doesn't seem in the mood for it, or she seems like she doesn't want to have that kind of conversation, or, or maybe I'm playing it on too thick. I'm looking a little too desperate. That's what he's doing. But I guarantee you, if you do like this guy, flirt back with him. I guarantee you, just spend a whole day just flirting with him. Just give him, little eyes and all that kind of stuff. Maybe like run your fingers across his back when you walk past him, shit like that. I'm telling you, do shit like that. Kind of flirt back with him and flirt a little heavy because us guys were a bit dense. So that's why I say you kind of got to flirt back hard. And, but again, do that and you'll see some consistency in him. You'll see that he's constantly flirting. He's not pushing back, any of that kind of stuff, because he's going off of you. And that's simply how it is. He's going off of you, how you're perceiving this stuff. So if you perceive it as just like, yeah, then he's going to be like, oh shit, okay, that was too much. Let me just back off. And I'll probably just keep it cordial for the rest of the day. And then when I see her again, then, that's kind of like a starting over point for me. So again, and the question of, how do you approach it? If you like the guy, flirt back, girl. Flirt back. Let him know that, you got a little something for him. And I guarantee he'll flirt with you a lot more. But I think he's just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because he doesn't want to seem too desperate. He doesn't want to lay it on too thick. He doesn't want to be too much. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be too deep and too serious, too fast. You know what I mean? Girls don't like that. They like the subtlety. And I think he's giving you that subtlety. And he's trying to do it in a way that appeals to you and feels comfortable, to where you're just like, oh my God, I'm just so comfortable around you. Oh my God, like talking to you just makes me feel safe. Oh my God, being around you is just such a good vibe, and it's such a fun time. And you know what I mean? That's what he's trying to get you to feel. And the moment you don't feel those things is when he backs off. Okay? That's what's going on. So we're going to get on to our next one, but you let me know what you think about that one, man. Am I wrong? Am I right? How would you go about it? Okay, on to our next story. I, 22 female, just found out my boyfriend, 23 male of 6 years, has been cheating on me. Oh, man. Oh, he belonged to the streets. There you go, ladies. I know you guys be mad whenever I hit the she belong to the streets button. So, we'll get a he belong to the streets button just for you guys. I'm completely in shock with the amount of lies I found on his phone, and I have absolutely no idea what to do. Usually he goes to bed, he falls asleep listening to his podcast with his phone under his pillow. But the other night, I was watching a documentary with his sister, 22 female, who is my best friend, and he ended up going to bed before me. When I went to go to sleep, his phone was on the opposite end of the bed from me. I never ever question if he's cheating on me, but I am aware he struggles with porn. Okay. I decided to go through his phone to see what kind of porn he's been watching just to make sure there was nothing alarming. I ended up finding a bunch of OnlyFans subscriptions and cam girls he was talking with and has been sending a lot of money to. This upsets me, obviously, not only because he was personally contacting them, but could never go on dates because he's so frugal with money. I also found conversations between him and his friends about which cam girl was better and how for some girls he was an instant regular. Ooh. I was obviously in shock because I sleep next to him every night and don't even know where he found the time to do this. I ended up sending everything to my phone and stayed up all night waiting for a decent hour so I could wake him up and confront him. Finally, at 7 a.m., I couldn't wait any longer, so I woke him up. He immediately started crying and throwing up. He then confessed to me he had cheated on me physically with a man. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's just a fucking trend. It's weird. I don't get it. But, like, this is just... In, like, the 8 or so months I've been doing this podcast, this has just been such a huge fucking trend of dudes being with a girl and then pretty much just wasting that girl's time just to go cheat on her with a guy. Like, what? All right, man, let's just move on. Okay. I had absolutely no idea he was bi and felt so much remorse for him in that moment. It makes... Why would you feel bad for him? Like, oh my God, I didn't know you liked having sex with dudes too. I feel so bad for you. Like, come on, man. It doesn't change the fact that he cheated on you and lied to you about it. Like, come on. It makes me so sad that he's been having to hide that piece of himself and kept the secret for so long. I just know that must have been so lonely, and he told me that that's the first time he's ever said it out loud. His family is very conservative and not accepting of that lifestyle. Of course, my heart breaks for how broken and lost he's been. This dude's very much of a professional victim. He is. You can tell by the whole crying and throwing up shit. You know what I mean? That is such like professional victim behavior to where he wants her to feel bad for him so bad. Like, oh my God, like, babe, this is hurting me so much. Like, it's physically making me sick and I'm throwing up and I've just been worried sick and I'm bisexual and that's the first time I've ever said it. And it's like, you are just such a perfectional victim, bro, because it's like, you want her to feel bad for you because you're doing all this shit that she clearly doesn't like, and you know that she's going to break up with you over this stuff, and that's why you're doing what you were doing. Again, that is like the biggest manipulation tactic ever, and you are a professional victim. If you're not reading between the lines, I don't know what to say. But you're going to fall for the bullshit every time if you don't read between the lines. Look, I get being concerned for a person that you love. I understand that. But when they are using these things to deviate from the poor decisions that they made in the relationship, then it's no longer you caring for them. It's more of just you're spotting the bullshit and being like, okay, look, I get that this is happening to you. You're physically sick and, you know, you're going through this whole bi situation or whatever, but that doesn't change the fact that you've been spending all this money on these girls. You're talking to these girls thinking you got a shot with them and you really don't. The only reason they're talking to you is because you're paying them. Let's keep it hundo P here. and then you're out here having sex with a dude. It's like, these are things that, for one, you never communicated, and then two, you're lying about it, and then three, now you're playing the victim to make me feel bad for you and your bad decisions. If that's not manipulation and professional victimism, I don't know what is, if I'm being honest with you. All right, let's see. Of course, my heart breaks for how broken he has been. He then went on to tell me he cheated on me with a girl I know. Oh, God. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. I've never been close with this girl, but it's still very much so hurt to hear. He hasn't stopped crying, and all he wants to do is hold me. I'm moving an hour away from him in a month, which we have never done long distance. In a way, I feel like I've never truly known him, and I expressed to him how I really do forgive him, but I can't imagine being able to trust him again in only a few months' time before I move. I'm used to spending every single night with him, and he was still finding ways to cheat on me. There's just absolutely no way I can trust him after finding this out and being so far, but I am sad that he's so broken, and all I want to do is be there for him. But I also expressed to him how I desire to end up with someone who only sees me, because I know that he cannot be the best thing for me regardless of how much I love him. Do I cut contact with him, or do I continue to be there for him, considering he's not willing to talk to anyone else about it? His friends would be understanding, or wouldn't be understanding or helpful at all. What do I do? Is this something that people usually recover from? Is it possible that he's able to stop and never do it again? I just haven't had anyone else in my life to deal with this and have absolutely no idea what to do. I feel like I'm in a movie. This is so unreal. I feel like I'm not just losing him, but I'm also losing his entire family and my best friend, his sister. Someone please help and encourage me. Look, this is going to sound so fucked up, but in this kind of situation, I think you just need the raw and honest truth. He's already proven to you that this relationship can't go any further. And the long distance is only going to make this situation worse. He's already proven that to you. There is no maybe, or I think so, or this might make it worse, or no. This will. The situation that you're in right now, this is the first of many. If you guys stay together, this is not the last time that you're going to deal with this situation if you stay with him. And it's going to be even worse with you living long distance. And the fact, I get it that you love him and you care about him and he has all this bullshit going on, but that's his problem. If I'm being honest, that's his problem. Okay? Like you are not responsible for the issues and shit that he has going on in his life. You're just not. That's not your responsibility. You know, you trusted him, you loved him, you wanted to be there for him, but he showed that he's not wanting to be in this relationship. And just because you're about to leave, all of a sudden all this comes out and all of this is happening all of a sudden, and it's just like, nah. Again, if you're not reading between the lines of this professional victimism, I don't know what you're doing. I get it, man. I personally think there's a lot of this stuff that he's kind of just fabricating just so that way you feel bad for him, if I'm being honest with you, because it's like, look at all the shit that you're doing, and then you're trying to justify it because of all the problems you have, and you're fucked up, and you're bi, and no one understands you, and this and that, and it's just like, dude, no. What you want is you want her to feel bad for you and to stick around with you so you can just continue to fuck her over and lie and cheat on her and all this kind of stuff. And you do deserve somebody that only wants to be with you and that you can trust. If there's no trust in a relationship, there is no relationship. And I think a lot of people understand that saying, but they don't apply it. Because they love the person so much, or they see certain qualities in a person. They're like, oh, but, you know, the red flags aren't that bright. Like, it's okay. It's a red flag I'm willing to deal with. I can live with that. And it's just like, dude, but you can't trust him. So why are you going to even contemplate staying with him? There's no trust. There's no relationship. And that's where you cut it and you say, peace out. And you move on. Is it going to be hard? 100%. But once you get past that hump and you start meeting new people and you start getting out there again, you're going to realize, oh my God, there's so many other better options out there. Like, what was I thinking? Like, dude, I hate when people do that, when they put themselves in a box and they think like this is all that's there for me in the entire world. It's just this in this little box. That's it. There's nothing outside this box that could be better, and some people do the growth and they move out of that box and they realize, oh my God, there are so many other better boxes out there. Like, let me go try some other boxes. Let me check it out, and that's, I think, where she's at, is that she looks at it like, there's all these red flags and all these things that she's seeing and has going on, and she's still contemplating, should I stay? I mean, all these red flags, but they're not that bright. They're not that messed up. Like, I could live with some of them. And it's just like, sweetheart, you shouldn't have to. And you even know that. You said it yourself, and you're still begging the question of, should I stay and support him and get him through his stuff? No. That's just crazy to me. Like, anytime I've ever gotten out of a relationship with a girl, any shit that she's dealing with, you deal with that by yourself. We are no longer in a relationship, and that is no longer my responsibility. You know what I mean? That's that. You deal with that shit on your own, because I have to deal with my shit. Once you come out of a relationship, man, there's so much that goes into the self-improvement of it. You know what I mean? You have to like get used to being alone again. You have to get used to doing things by yourself. You have to get used to like feeling okay with who you are as a person and really looking at yourself and changing the things that you really don't like, but that you did because of your partner. And I everybody compromises in a relationship, and they do things and kind of develop certain traits that they necessarily didn't like, but they did it for their partner. And we all do that. We all compromise on something. And so once you become single again, you can look at those things and be like, man, I hated doing that, or I hated being that kind of person, but I did it for them. And now I don't have to do that anymore, and I can change myself. I can be different. I can be a completely different person, and then that's good, because once you change yourself, then that opens your eyes to a lot of different people, because now you're not with somebody who likes that type of girl. You're maybe with somebody who likes the new type of you. You know what I mean? Like, say you probably never used to enjoy going outdoors and stuff like that. And then you did because your ex-partner did. And then you realize like, that's not for me. But then you go and find somebody who is just like you, and they're like, man, I fucking hate hiking. And it's like, oh my God, my ex always wanted me to go hiking, and I would do it for him, but I just fucking hated it. And it's like, finally I meet somebody who doesn't. It's just those kind of things. And so, my thing is, he's already proven to you that the relationship's not going to work. He's using this professional victimism and, feel bad for me and boo-hoo, cry. And then, honestly, with the long distance thing, if you do decide to stay with him, the long distance thing is just going to fuck you even harder. And the situation that you're in right now, this ain't the first time that this situation, or this isn't the last time that this situation is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen, and it's going to suck if you do. And you're going to be like, why did I put myself through this? You know what I mean? And then it's going to be even harder for you to break up with him, because now there's more shit on top of the shit that's already here. So again, take yourself out of that box, improve yourself a little bit, get to know you, and then step out, find new people, talk to new people, because you're going to be in a different area. So there's not a lot of people that are going to know you, and it's going to be super easy to meet new people and super easy to find other people to talk to and hang out with and all that good stuff. So you got this. I say don't let him deal with that bullshit on his own. He'll figure it out. He's a big boy. He'll figure it out. He's a grown-ass man. He'll figure it out. And I know you'll be able to get where you need to go in life too. So that's going to go ahead and be it for me today on today's beautiful Sunday episode. Again, let me know what you think about all the scenarios that we've gone over, as well as the thread. If you got into this far into the video, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I appreciate you so much. Again, patreon.com/MyLasshole podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these people did today. If you want to follow us on the free, or support us on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok over there, and keep downloading and rating the podcast 5 stars. Love you guys so much. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another crazy and wacky episode, man. Love you guys all. Peace.